We are going to start with our national anthem. This is going to be sung by Callie Madrano, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, and then an invocation by Lee Hoskins.
Present. Hi.
Good morning. It's long been known that a little divine guidance is needed if you're getting ready to play this great and frustrating game of golf. And so that's why we're here this morning, for a moment of remembrance and a moment of prayer. The old golf pro at the club where my brother-in-law belonged for years and years had a little bit of advice he always gave everybody. Before you buy a putter, see how far you can throw it. And there were some guys standing back here a while ago that were working on that, and I was afraid they was going to let go of it and really throw it. Well, 9 years ago today, during these same hours that we shall be together this morning, America was assaulted by the horrors and the hatred unleashed by forces of evil. That is why the flag flies at half-staff today, in remembrance of those events in New York City and in the state of Pennsylvania and in Washington, D.C. Know well this morning, though, that these were not the acts of Arabs or Muslims or any true follower of the Book of Quran. They were acts by fanatics, terrorists, filled with so much hatred that their hearts were indeed blackened by evil. It does well to understand that the aim of terror is to break down your spirit and to cause such fear that you may fall into a state of despair or darkness. However, this morning we have a God who's the Rock of Ages, a God of mercy and a God of hope and a God of life. And September the 11th is a day that we shall forever remember in our hearts. Old hands don't work like they used to. Some of you are aware of that, aren't you, this morning? start to play. Out of the worst humankind that was capable of, the best was brought forth. Our nation's best was demonstrated through the heroic efforts of our firefighters and our police and our rescue personnel, and through the tens of thousands of caring and compassionate volunteers who stepped forth in a time of crisis, and through the dedication of the men and women of our armed forces who in freedom's cause served and sacrificed in the years that followed in the war against terrorism in faraway places in southeastern Europe and in the Middle East and in South Asia, a war which still to this day extracts its toll on those who serve. We pause on this historic day of remembrance to honor all who so honorably served this nation. We especially honor the veterans of all of America's wars and conflicts, and we fellowship together in but one small corner of God's creation and the beauty and the bounty that it offers to us this day. Let us pray. Almighty God, the honored stories and deeds of our veterans and those who served in America in times of war and peace are indelibly inscribed on our memories. We remember. And in remembering, we with honor on the strength and acts of courage that they performed in freedom's cause. We shed our tears this morning in a common bond of grief for those whom we loved and whom we lost, those who gave all. We journeyed through a dark valley by your light, Lord, and you have led us to a place of hope. You turn our grief into determination this morning. We are resolved to do what is good and right and just. Lord, hold all of our veterans in your loving hands this day. Protect them as they protected us. Bless them and their families for the selfless acts of heroism they performed for us in times of need. And gracious God, as we walk down the fairways of life, help us to remember what it means to be an American, a people endowed with your abundant blessings. Help us to cherish the freedoms we enjoy and inspire us to stand resolved in our unity, united as one nation in the midst of any adversity. And loving Father, hear this prayer for our veterans. Bless them and their families with peace and with happiness. And so, amen. As you go forth to play, I want you to remember the great magnetic rule that applies to golf. Hazards attract and fairways repel. Is that good advice this morning? Amen. Good luck to all of you.